Okay, so we've gone over all the different exercises you can do using the chromatic scale up and down the neck. Now, one of the best ways to coordinate between your left hand with those chromatic variants that I've shown you and your right hand, or whatever hand you use to pluck, is to come up with as many different ways as possible to attack the string with whichever hand you use. For me, it's my right hand, but for some people it could be their left hand. So, the way that I go about looking at it is that you have 5 fingers on your hand. Now, at most you need these 3. Never goes wrong to using just these 2. But if you have 5 fingers, use them. Plus, always never limit yourself to not use a pick. So, some of the things that you can do that you can perfect both just your attack, your endurance, is these different string attack methods. Tried and true, index and middle finger. If you want to get fancy, you can throw in middle, index, and ring finger. So 3-finger attack. Now this is very tricky, and this is where it gets into manipulating the angle that you have your hand. A lot of people will anchor their thumb and just keep their hand straight like this. But one thing that you can do, which can help you if you're playing a song like Parallel Universe by the Chili Peppers, which is just a series of 16th notes, and you don't want to use a pick, you use your fingers. And one of the easiest ways in a series of 16th notes like that is using all 4. Now, you can't really keep your hand situated up like this because your pinky can't reach. So what I do is I drop my arm and lower it a little bit so that all 4 fingers can easily and repeatedly attack the string. Like that. Now with using all 4 of these fingers, there are also different ways that you can group the fingers. Like, for instance, instead of doing all 4, you can just use your index and pinky fingers. You can use your index and ring finger. You can do a gallop. You know, basically everything in the Iron Maiden catalog, where it's an 8th note and 2 16th notes, and the easiest way to do that is with these 3. Now, one other thing that I do for string jumps is that, or crossing strings, yes, you can use 1 in middle, 1 in 3, 1 in 4, but I use my thumb and index finger. You get, because of the way that you have to shape up your hand, your thumb rests on one string, and because your index finger is so much longer than your thumb, it's easier to do string jumps. Of course, with a pick, you want to hold it so that it's situated comfortably in your hand, but you're not clenching it. Because when you clench it, you're going to just atrophy your hand, and your muscles will tighten, and you slow up considerably. And different ways that you can attack using your pick, using a pick, is just downstrokes, using alternate picking, which is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 16th notes. You can also do gallops, and there are 2 different ways you can do gallops. You can do it like the metal people, where it's just using downstrokes as much as you can, or you can do it alternate picking. There's triplets. And then one of the other things that you can use is that many people don't really do all that much, but Geddy Lee is becoming quite popular for, is flicking, or flamenco style picking, where you take any of your fingers, or 1 through 4. I haven't really developed one for the thumb, but that's just double thumbing. But say you're using index, middle, ring, pinky fingers, you just... It's as simple as that. You want to use a metronome so that no matter what grouping that you do, whether it be the flicking, flamenco style picking, all four fingers, thumb and index finger, use a metronome and just do simple one-line things so that you repeatedly strike the string at an even attack. You don't want to be too choppy with your attack because then you're going to sound choppy playing live. So use the metronome to your advantage. The chromatic exercises I say use as a warm-up primarily. That's another great way to get your right hand warmed up. You get the blood flowing through both hands, and you just do that for 5 minutes, and then you're good to go for however long you want.